Yeah, we're back up.
Uh, as um as you see Ruby run off, what Artem and Ball, what would you guys like to do?
Let's take him inside and go ask him some questions. I don't want to be asking him out here in the open.
Sounds good. I'll just pick him up and start walking inside.
Okay. Sweet. You guys are taken back to uh the office of Katrine, and you're all able to uh make your way there, and you just plop him, your prisoner, in the chair, and Katrine looks to you and goes, "You guys caught him. I'll let you do it. Go first."
Okay. Artem starts taking his coat off and rolling up his sleeves.
And I pull my hammer out and look at him and say, my friend here he's going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to answer him truthfully, right? And I just throw the hammer down on my shoulders, making a nice, pretty little display.
There's a nod and a uh-huh. Sure. Whatever you say. He's still not doing well from the uh, intimidation you guys did at the docks.
So I'll walk up to him and crouch down right in front of his face and be like, "So, who's your captain?"
He goes, "Okay. Can we come back to that one? Is that doable?"
Oh, I mean, which one? What would you like to start off with?
No, just not that. And he, like, again, like, hands are tight, and he just goes, okay.
Is it one of those ones? If you tell me your captain's name, you're just gonna outright just die?
Not quite, but close to it.
Okay, well that's good to know. So,
And
why were you taking the Motaro?
because we were told to.
By your captain?
By our captain. Yes.
And who?
Yes.
And who does your captain work for? Is that even a bigger one?
He works for, and, like, seems to be playing his words very, very carefully with you all.
I think I figured out what the thing is, like, with what's going on here. So I'm trying to let him be around it without beating him up.
Yeah. He works for the sea?
Okay.
Yes. The
Yes.
sea.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy's like sitting in a chair beside of a desk, right?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, Artem.
Okay. And can you tell me where you're taking the Motaro? That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay, then I would like that information now, please.
We were taking them to the place that we have to go to fix our ships and sleep and
I named the place that we're wanting to head to, the pirate capital. I'm blanking on the name right now.
Lindward.
Yeah.
He goes, oh no, not that at all, and like is nodding yes as he is speaking the words.
I just go, okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Really. Oh man, I really think I need Isaac here for this.
Katrine goes, we can keep him here as long as you need it.
Yeah,
If you need to go get your wizard.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna need a little help from a wizard. Yeah, just keep an eye on him. I look over at Ball and be like, yeah, I mean, until we can kind of fix a situation with him, I don't think we're gonna get really clear answers.
I'll stay here. See if you can find Isaac and bring him back.
Okay. Just don't kill him, and then I just walk out.
You hear Jib go, like, give you a roof as like a confirmation of just like, don't worry, I got it.
I will say I completely trust Jib.
Everyone trusts Jib.
He earned his title of goodest boy.
That's why he's secretly the villain all along.
Okay. I'm gonna head where I think they are.
Okay. Isaac and Arista, the two of you having a lovely time. It seems to be about like 5-ish minutes into you having a good time, like just reading your books, eating your fish heads, doing your stuff. It seems to be a moment where several people rush into the tavern, and you hear a member of the Skull go, no need for alarm, just please stay inside for a moment. We will hopefully have a answer for you soon. They're just a quick check throughout the city, looking for some potential people, but we don't believe that they've gone this far inland. But please just stay inside. As several people come into the bar, the barmaid tries to welcome people in and everything. There wasn't a ton of people in here before. It's kind of busy now with everybody. And then probably about like 5-ish or so minutes after that,
during before that, she will poke, like, do like the not poke Isaac, is like, what do you think happened? Like, do this.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, what do you think happened?
I don't know, but this place is getting crowded very quickly.
No one touched my books. No one breathed on them.
I will kill you.
I will.
Yes. What do you think?
There will be hell to pay.
Like, Arista's like, the book is here. Arista's here, and she is not touching Isaac. She is not touching his book. She's not the younger sister being, I'm really not touching it. I'm really not touching it.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. It's just near my hand.
Oh my gosh.
After a minute, about like 5 or so minutes after the initial flush of people, probably a little bit closer to 10, you see Ruby just bust their way into the tavern. Hey Ruby, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Alright, give me a second.
I just want to see how panicked you need to be.
So do I.
Renate, they're dead! Oh no!
Like, Arista will be like, she will like be like, a completely oblivious wave at Ruby.
Just, you, amongst the people, it takes you like a half a second to find them, but you do see them sitting over on the other side of the tavern.
Ruby has a half a mind to go up and hug them, but reconsiders for a second and realizes maybe he should compose himself. Kind of breathes in for a second and calmly approaches, which is also weird for him, but you know, he's trying his best.
Yeah.
You're
Then,
too.
like,
I'm glad you're okay.
okay, what happened? You are usually happier than this. What happened? Would you like a piece of would you this is you I know you do not like fish heads, but would you like a piece of this? This is seafood, so
I appreciate the thought, but I'm not in the mood to eat right now. There was an incident over the docks, and a lot of people were kidnapped. I was afraid you might have been one of them. I'm glad I was wrong.
yes, we've been in this, and that is the crew that we are planning to hire.
Okay,
She
I'm glad
points
they're
the
not
passed
dead.
out dwarf.
Ruby kind of breathes in for a second, just taking a moment to calm down, realizing no one's in immediate danger. He is fine, and just like a wave of anxiety just like goes away. Just complete calm washes over him, and he kind of smiles back to his usual self. But not, well, he's not quite there, but he's like trying. Okay.
I do not know if this is a good question to ask, but do you need a hug, Ruby?
I am not in the mind space to answer that right now. I am just glad
What is
everyone is
going
okay.
on?
There's an incident at the docks. Pirates, I believe, of some kind came by, just kidnapping people. There was a fog over their ship. I tried to track it down, but they managed to get it away. I fear that one ship we ran into that had all those people that were taken. It's not just a one-time thing. It's a repeated issue. There's some kind of conspiracy going on.
Do you know what kind of people were kidnapped, or it's just
Dockworkers,
general?
mainly, I believe. Some of the Metallo.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry, should have led with this. We managed to capture one of them. They're currently being questioned by Artem and Baal, which means he's probably missing a few bones. We should go pay attention to them.
That sounds entertaining. Lead the way.
yes.
Alright, let's get on with this.
Okay.
Like-
You all as you stand up, the barmaid steps forward. She goes, I haven't been told that it's safe out there. And she goes, but she sees Ruby and she goes, but you just came from there, so if you're all leaving, I won't get in the way.
I don't know if it's completely safe, but they'll be safe with me, miss.
Of course. I'm so sorry to ask this. That's for everything. That's going to be a 2 gold.
Okay, and Arissa will hand over 2 gold.
Perfect. Thank you, please. And she like steps off to the side and like lets you all go. You guys are able to make your way back to the docks. The gates at on entry to the docks, there seem to be several Skull Battalion. They're all just doing a much more what seems to be thorough investigation as you guys run by. They don't necessarily stop you since you guys are running out, but you can look for kicks and giggles. Everyone go ahead and roll me an Arcana check if you could.
Okay.
Either an Arcana or Perception, whichever one you would like.
I mean, if you're gonna let me choose,
Fine for it.
Yeah.
28.
Ooh,
I was born for this.
22.
everyone just showing off.
13.
Wow.
Wow.
Ball, you're standing in the head house and you just go, man, the best. And like you can just see.
I could see everything in this
I
room.
can see everything. Actually, hey, Ball, we'll hold on to that perception for 2 seconds because there potentially is something that you could find with that
Ooh.
20.
Ooh.
As Arista and let's see. Okay. Arista, one of the things that stands out to you is as the skull are letting you pass, there seems to be at least 1 or 2 members of them actively using somatic components and verbal components to be casting some kind of spell. They let you go, but you definitely walk through that. For Ruby, you probably get the sense that like something is going on. Like your hairs stand up just like a little bit on end, but it's kind of hard to say as to why. Isaac, you have gone through like security metal detectors practically. Like you can tell and like you understand the feel of magic. And as you were like walking past these skull battalions, it's like 1, 2, 3, like 3 levels of spell checks as you guys are walking through. Not too dissimilar to what you probably would gather as like some kind of divine sense, some kind of protection or like investigative kind of magic as you guys are walking through.
Do they give us any kind of weird looks as we pass through then? No.
With the way that you guys have walked through, they don't seem to be too concerned with you. They seem to let you go through just fine.
Okay.
As you all return to the head house, Artem, as you were talking with the hostage for a little bit longer than it took for Ruby, as you run out of the head house, you see that Ruby is coming back with everyone, and feel so successful in the fact that you did exactly the thing, and you're all able to make your way back into Catrian's quarters.
Before we go in there, I'm going to just wave at him real quick. I'm guessing that Ruby kind of gave y'all the rundown on your way here.
People were kidnapped. You captured one, and you Bal is there. Bone can be broken. Well, bones may be broken. Yes.
I mean, we haven't really broken any bones. We just kind of threatened him, and he kind of just started gave up a lot of information. But we got a little bit of. It's not really a problem. It just makes it way more annoying. I think, kind of like that one pirate that we ran into before. That captain, he seems to got that a similar connection. He's got those magic blade tattoos like the other captain guy had.
But what could make them so afraid? We're not on the water.
Well, I think that he's got some kind of connection to like his captain and him have some form of connection that they can kind of hear what he's saying. He's giving me the vibe that if he gives the wrong information, he might break some kind of contract and just go.
Okay, but can the captain only hear what he says, or can he see?
I mean, maybe I can't figure that one out just yet. I mean, some people have gods that see out of their eyes and whatnot.
Oh yes, that's such a strange thing. Yes, some people I've heard about those. Yes.
Yes, and some
Ruby
gods
flakes.
they hear from. I don't know which one this one is, if not both. So I can't really make any assumptions. That's why I'm trying to tell you all this now when we go in there, so y'all have an idea. So I think if there's a way, I look at Isaac. I don't know if you have anything that can maybe sever that magical connection, maybe.
I can see. I'd like to know a little bit about what you've gleaned so far.
Well, looks like they stole a bunch of Mataro. They were tasked into taking them back to Lindworm. He said no to Lindworm while shaking his head.
Why do you not want to go to Lindworm?
Well, no, he said they were taking them to Lindworm. But he said they weren't as he was shaking his head, yes. So I think maybe that means the person can't see but only hear what he says.
Oh, so it's like a roundabout way of it's like he is making sure he is not revealing things,
Yeah,
but revealing things via
That means
gestures.
that,
Like,
whatever connection he has cannot see through his eyes.
yeah, that's
Which means, I don't know, get a pen and paper or something.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we can give that one a try too. But yeah, I didn't want to go any further without getting somebody who has some form of.
Wait, but they're taking the people to Lindworm. That's where Lady Rona is being kept.
That's
Is
where
there a connection?
I mean, maybe they need musicians like this place needs musicians. We ain't been there yet. Maybe the storms are really bad over there, and they want assistance, or maybe they're gonna sacrifice them to an evil god. I don't know yet.
perhaps that is so that explains why you came, Ruby. So perhaps that is they are looking for people like me. Well, musicians at the very sort of the artistic
But
types
why would they
to
not, I don't know, scout out the area, try and find people like that instead of just taking random people?
Well, I mean, they're not really random. They were going after Mataro. I mean, the Mataro, that's kind of what they're really known for.
Those people we found that were also being kind of kidnapped. Before we got to that island, were any of those people noted to be any kind of like musically talented in any way that we would remember?
You didn't really see that
Right.
amongst, like, they seem to be much more labor driven to
Okay.
be on that boat in particular. And actually looking at everyone, Artem, like, you would know more about the Mataro than, like, pretty much, especially compared to these three. Like, the Mataro, from what, especially for Isaac and Ruby, you guys don't have the Mataro on tier, or had not seen the Mataro on tier. They seem to be a very Idun based group.
We didn't have those in my home.
Oh, I mean, they were everywhere where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say anything. I live underwater.
What is it you want exactly? You want me to see if we can sever the connection? Anything else?
I mean, sever the connection. I just honestly, having some heads to bounce around some ideas has already helped with the writing paper and everything. Because if I just kept, asking questions and getting roundabout answers, it was just going to make life harder. So if there's a way we make this easier, that's what I was trying to pretty much do.
I mean, we could also do like if they can't do it, I could like if they're kidnapping bards or musicians or similar stuff, I could like do some miming and stuff to put in since he can't pick it out. Actions can also help, I suppose. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, we should definitely get him to mime something, even if it's not really a good good way of getting answers.
I mean, if you said he was say like, is he mining or is already being when he said no, but he was saying no, but doing this. That is a sort of mining, so that is a good way of doing it. So, but it does not hurt to find out what else we can do to help.
Yeah, I mean, all good ideas. So yeah, we need to figure out. So I asked him. The first question I asked him was, "What was his captain's name?" And he pretty much said, "Save that question for last." And then I asked him, "Is something bad gonna happen to you if you answer that question?" And he pretty much said, "Yeah."
Okay, that's
kind of the main reason why I was seeing if we could sever the connection. But if he could ride it, that's also a solution. But we can see if that's an option when we get in there.
okay. Well, let's do it then.
Let's go.
Okay, I open back the door and just go, "Man, I'm really good at my job. I found him."
You're the best.
Ball just starts like wagging his tail.
I wasn't
Baller.
aware a fella of your age could move that fast.
Sorry, did I say Ball? I meant Jib.
Yeah.
You said ball. I was like, I don't have a
I
tail.
was gonna ask,
Okay.
I was gonna ask,
Nope.
do you mean
Good
Jib?
dog.
I was
Good
getting
dog.
I was getting ready to ask Ball a question, and so then Ball came out first, and it's fine.
Sorry, it's canon now.
Yep, you now. Dang it,
Congratulations,
DM said it.
Ball, you have a tail.
And you're a Goliath, so that thing's probably got some muscle behind it.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like one of those
Whip.
like lab tails that just. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
freaking water. Oh.
He can actually flex at it. It's got a bicep.
I'm gonna add a new attack to my character sheet. I'll tell you.
It
Out
has
of-
reach.
Oh god, out of context, that is not going to be good. People are like, "Why is this Goliath got a tail whip?"
I hang my head in
I
shame.
was
I'm
gonna
so
ask
sorry.
if you meant Jib because I was like pretty sure you meant Jib, but it was
Oh,
funnier
God.
for you to say.
I'm
Hey.
like, I'm already starting to cry from that one. That's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Honestly, I was just thinking, I didn't know Ball had a tail, but good for him.
Yes. Same. Good for him.
Ruby's like, "Wait, why did I do all the paddling with my tail if he had one?"
This is bullshit.
That's what we say when Ball just does something that none of us like. Just anywho. So sorry. Jib is excited to see you all. Ball, based off of the perception check that you rolled while just sitting in the room with this gentleman, you see that he has a couple of tattoos on him. Nothing like the weaponry that Artem and Ruby had mentioned before, but you could actually, with the dead guy, they pointed out that tattoo on him. This gentleman has what looks like a series of, like a set of gills, like tattooed on his neck.
Huh. Ruby's gonna start ritually casting detect magic.
Okay.
You're saying the gills themselves are just tattooed? They're not
They-
actual gills?
Right. They just look like gills that are tattooed on his neck.
Are there any other tattoos that I can visually see other than the gills?
It seems like there's like a couple of them on his arms. Looks to be like there seems to be a harpoon on his forearm. It looks like on his other arm, basically what would be like a whole bunch of like junk tattoos. Like they're just like these little little bits of work that is just like someone probably got bored on a boat and was like, hey, give me your arm. He's like, sure. And so like some of them are really well done. There's like a smile, not necessarily like a smiley face. You want to say it's a smiley face, but it's probably like actually supposed to be like the face of like a dog or a fish, but like it's just kind of like, it's really just kind of like jigged up and not happy. So like boredom tattoos in addition to the harpoon one, and then the gills are the ones that you can actively see just on his skin.
Do I like since I was near the other captain, do the gill tattoos seem familiar, like similar to the ones that the captain had, or no?
Which captain?
The
Worm.
one that the
Leech.
yeah.
No.
So while everybody is still working their way into the room here, I'd like to ask him the tattoos, the ones that look like gills, do they represent anything?
And there's another pause. No.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, you hop over to Mataro Ball.
Oh shit.
You're getting to the bottom of the bullshit. Am I right?
Sorry, I was trying.
It's so dumb how like fast you can click and it doesn't get you anywhere. You see a sheer amount of panic as you ask that question. He is being extremely truthful, but he is saying it as if someone is about to take just like a knife to his throat. And he, and I'll say this back again when we're in the other group, but he does say it lets us breathe underwater, and just kind of smiles a little bit at that. But he seems extremely truthful right now. The fear of you has shifted at that question, and seems to be more afeared of something else.
So would I be able to tell if this particular tattoo is what is allowing whomever to see or hear what is going on?
Based off an insight check, no, but you could potentially do an Arcana check with the way, especially with the 19. Probably, as like it seems like whatever question you asked poked something hard enough that it's like, hey, like be careful. And so like he's giving you as much as he possibly can right now.
Okay.
Sweet.
And do that and see if they need it.
Hello.
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 Hello. And about at that time, like as you're asking that question, Ball, he goes, they help me to breathe as we traverse the waters.
Does it also allow you to communicate with each other?
He goes, no. And actively shakes his head.
Like shake his head no, or shake his head yes?
Shakes his head from side to side. Nodding would be yes. Shaking head is no.
Okay.
I will word it that way so that there was no confusion.
Yep. Fair
in
enough.
case people only listen to this and don't actually watch me doing this with my head.
As Artem comes into the room, I'd like to kind of sort of pull him to the side.
Okay.
And Artem, do you by any chance have a knife?
I mean, yeah. Always got to have a knife on you. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the tattoos that are on the side of his neck. The ones that look like gills. I think those are the ones that are allowing him to communicate to someone who is further away.
Oh, I got you on that. Okay. Well, real quickly, I kind of look at the rest of the group and just kind of wave them over into this corner. Group huddle.
Okay. And like Arista does sort of goes like,
Yeah.
We actually just go like this and like, okay, listen, Ball's got some more information. He's thinking that those tattoos on the side over there, the gills, are what's making this connection happen. So, do you have a way of dispelling the magic off of those gills, maybe? So we don't have to cut them off?
If we need to cut him off, I can always heal him to keep him alive while we do it.
Honestly, it might be kind of just to break his neck at that point and then do it, and then revive him.
doesn't reviving cost a lot?
I can't revive a dead person, but I can heal a hurt person.
Well, again, Isaac might be able to just dispel the magic off of those tattoos. I mean,
Would that be easier anyways? Look, don't get me wrong. If you're going to cut off skin, do it, but do it for a good reason. That is a bit. If you're going to torture a person, torture them.
We also don't know how deeply they have to cut.
That
And does it even work?
Also, I will tell you as a person who do own skills, if those work as like those things, then do not touch them. They get it. They're very sensitive.
But wait, it looks like he could tell us information, but not in a way that is verbal. Maybe we should work around that before considering cutting parts of skin off.
If I had known how many times you guys were going to try to cut tattoos off of people in this game.
It's strange as happens so
Don't judge us.
I'm not judging. I just find it. I find it a hilarious solution to a puzzle.
I'm so glad I said Ruby's connection is like in his eyeball, because that's gonna be a lot more gross if you want to do something about that.
Yep.
So I have a question. Do you think, so it doesn't have to say yes and no. Does verbal? Do you think? And she cuts out her takes out her little flute. Do you think for yes or no he can use these, because technically this is not verbal, so 1 for yes, 2 for no's for any yes or no answers, because this is technically not speaking.
I think it's worth a try.
Definitely.
We have also we can, if he cannot speak it, then he can see if he can write it. If he can't write it, he can find different ways so he doesn't have to use his mouth to speak.
Again, like great ideas. Love it. Does Isaac have Dispel Magic?
No, I don't have that spell quite yet. I mean, I could study the tattoos and see if there's any way to possibly get rid of them without it, but I might need some time.
That versus a shot first, I think, before we do the other methods.
I just have a feeling that we're gonna pry too much, and
we might hurt him.
I just have a feeling there's only so long before the connection is disconnected.
And we better look fast.
Okay. First, real quick, so we don't have to do yes or no questions just yet. Let's try to do quill and paper real quick. Do that one, because then we can get more in-depth ones. If that one doesn't work, then we can try to do yes or no questions.
Okay. So I know Isaac won't want to use his book, but and she pulls out her own. We could use mine instead.
Okay.
And she will hand over her little her book and the quill. So see if that works.
Real quick on the before it's handed over, I'm just gonna write. Would you be able to write the answers? And then I hold it up to him. I don't say it. I just hold it out to him and let him look at it.
Before we break the huddle, Artem, may I borrow your knife?
Yep, here you go. And then I just go ahead and give him the knife.
I feel like Isaac is about to make a best friend here soon.
Technically, that's a skinning knife. So good luck.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not a dagger. It's an actual skinning knife.
It's an actual skinning knife. Great.
And as everybody's like walking up to try and talk to him, I want to walk behind him.
Okay. You hold up the piece of paper, Artem, and he looks at you and goes, what am I looking at here? And he just kind of blinks and looks at you.
Yeah, never mind. I get you.
It's a beautiful drawing. It's gorgeous.
Okay.
Man, we got it. I think after Artem retires, he's opening up a school in Lindworm.
Teach all the poor pirate babies how to read.
Yep. He's found his calling.
Oh God.
We can't go to Lindworm, or else Artem's gonna stay there forever.
Listen, if this is how his story ends, it's like you.
Good.
Yep. Okay.
That's the sacrifice group he has to make. Goodbye, Autumn.
Bye, Autumn.
The gentleman looks and goes, I figure you all are gonna like throw me in jail or something. Like, is it time for that yet, or like what do you need of me? Asbel like stands behind.
I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just standing behind him.
We're trying to get as much information. I hate to tell you this, but those Mataro, yeah, we're gonna kind of have to get those back.
We do.
Fair. I mean, we take, and you know what? Sometimes it's not ours, so I get it. And he just kind of like twiddles his thumbs a little bit on his lap.
Yeah. Well, by the way, is there just like a really good tattoo artist? Did you get those tattoos in Lindworm? Because I kind of want some.
He goes, which? And he like holds up his arm. He's like, this one? I got this one. Oh shoot, what was the name of the lady?
No.
I point at where his gills are. Sorry,
and
Arista.
then Arista points to her own gills. Like, you have them like these. Those.
Yeah. We kind of want Arista here. She's got some really cool gills. I kind of want some similar, you know.
He goes, oh. No, you don't. It hurts. It hurts real bad to be tattooed all over. Like it's actually really sensitive. Lots of nerves. I wouldn't recommend it.
But you didn't get all those tattoos like in the same place. You got them in different places.
He goes,
especially these, and she points to her own gills.
He goes, whew. And he like holds up a finger and he goes, I got this on land. I got these on while not on land.
While not on land.
While not on land.
Okay.
Oh, so you
And I
got
got-
them on water, like
Hold on.
every
I did.
every other tattoos that I may have on, I got on the place that I told you before. Maybe
Can he not say C?
he can say C. He did say C.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he got some on sea, some on land, and some in a place that he had mentioned beforehand.
Okay, red one. Okay, got it.
Okay, well, that is good to know. Man, listen, is it bad that I just don't want anything bad to happen to him? I don't want to go pry too deep. Anybody else got any questions for him?
I do.
Okay.
Ruby's gonna kind of just just peruse out loud a little question he has on his mind. Do you or anyone you've worked with know of a Lady Harona?
Eyes look at you, and he goes, "Oh, yes, she is, she's the queen. We love and honor the lady. We pay her the most respect."
I'm inciting the shit out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to insight check
Yeah.
that as well.
Anyone that wants
you,
to.
you know what? Fuck it. I'll spend my 2 luck points on that. I feel like it's worth
Okay.
it. Oh my god, the nat 20 on Eve.
Oh yeah, nat
Yeah.
Kind of a big
20
deal.
Nice.
with a plus
Ooh.
4 insight check.
With
So
a plus
already,
4. Basically, okay. So we'll start at base level and then work our way up to Isaac. So Artem, he seems to be telling something that that you want to fixate on, but as he says that, you see, especially just with your passive, there's one of the gills starts to shift a little bit. And it's not that you're inciting what he's saying, it's that your attention gets pulled elsewhere. And to Ruby, he seems to be accurate in his verbiage. He's to say that she is the queen. He seems that there's a level of fear and almost respect. You can't really kind of tell which one it is. For Arista and Isaac, you all gather that as well. But he seems to be speaking in a way that let's see, how do I word this, man? This is the problem with having people that can't say everything, is I've stopped myself and that sort of thing.
You got stuck trying to find the right verb.
Yeah, trying to find the best words without being like, yeah, no, especially where this is just an insight and he's not actually speaking. Does seem very confident in when he says yes to Herona. It seems like it's not just like absolute yes. It's there's a level of confidence that he knows who that goddess is. And the mention of the queen also feels like there's an air of confidence there. Isaac, with your 24, you probably more than anything, there's like forced, like when you're told to believe something and when you're told to adhere to something, there's a level of when you tell yourself it over and over and over again, like you believe it, right? That's where this confidence seems to be driving from. Like, you don't argue that Herona is the queen, but there seems it seems to be a level of
Fear?
him yeah, there's so much confidence there that it almost comes across as, but that's not how it should be, kind of thing.
Oh, I do like.
Is this-
Arissa does have a question. Are you just taking the people that you took, and she takes out her and does a little tune, or are you taking people like and she does the little thing like me to that unknown place?
He looks to you and goes, yes. Yes. To all?
Okay.
And like hesitates a little bit. And actually, as he answers that, anyone with a passive perception over 14
Let me
would...
is my perception. Let me see what my passive perception is.
Real quick, would I have
Yeah.
noticed the shift in the tattoo?
As you were standing behind
Oh
him.
yeah, I do have passive. Yeah, I do have passive perception over 14.
With Artem's kind of standing in front, you standing behind, you see at the back, there seems to be like 3 rows of gills. The top row seems to be shifting a little bit. Ball and Artem both notice that. But anyone above 14, you guys start to see that shift. It almost looks like the weight, like the face of water, just kind of like that unsteady surface starts to trickle down to the second set of gills.
Guys, gills, water. And she points to the gills, water. She points to the man said, like, it seems like something is happening to the gills. There is some sort of effect.
So you're making this like visible to the rest of the party, right? Like,
Yes, I am
Pointing
making
at
it visible,
gills
not
and-
for him to hear, but for the others to hear.
It is. There's no way that you can point to guilt. Like, you are in a semicircle around this man. Like, there's no way to.
Okay, then I will. Well, if he hears it, he hears it then.
Yeah.
okay, I want to grab this dude by the hair and pull out this fancy skinning knife, and I want to skin both of the fucking gill tattoos off.
Oh my god, okay. I had another question.
And
But okay.
once done, I will go ahead and use my lay on hands to healing.
I did it the moment that is happening as well. Like,
that has been done.
Yeah.
Arista will also use cure wounds, okay, just in case.
Order of operations. Ruby did have a question before that all went down, so go ahead, Ruby.
Oh, sorry. I feel like they're gonna do the thing before I get my question out, right?
Well, you had said I have a question before I had talked about the gills, so that's why I'm giving it to you before we do this.
This might go on a bit longer than just that, though, so I might just be.
That's fine.
Anyway.
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh god, I had it in my head now. Give me a second.
No, you're right.
Performance anxiety.
Man.
I had it.
Oh.
Story of my life.
Also, Isaac, real quickly, seeing this, is it bringing flashbacks? Are you having PTSD?
No, Isaac's more. You could just tell, like, he's not hiding it at all. He's just like, finally, someone's doing something about this. Instead of trying to just like constantly tiptoe around it, he's like, okay, finally, thank God, Ball has like decided to actually do something.
Yeah.
Are you working for Lady Hirona or someone who believes in Lady Hirona?
And he goes, I do not work for the queen. And he shakes his head no as he says that.
Okay.
Just to make sure that
Is the god that you worship a male god?
No, as he nods.
I punch Ruby in the arm.
Ow, what?
Yeah, I would say at this point, I'm at the point of skinning his
Yeah,
neck.
yeah.
That's probably about. And as you lift him up, and as you feel the as the blade goes to the neck, he goes, no, and as you start to cut, your blade hits something a lot more. I mean, like, this is just skin. Like, it's skin and tissue there, but there is something much more like fibrous underneath those tattoos.
Oh boy.
And as you start to cut, you see that it looks like there is a set of gills that is rapidly growing into his neck, and you just hear him go, no, and as you continue to cut across his whole neck and up his face, a series of scales just cover with barnacles and sand and all of this stuff, and his teeth shift in front of you and just start gnashing